Scotty, beam me up.
Smash.
Get over here! It is pointless to resist.
All right. Welcome to the Geek Den. We've got Jamie from American Thrills.
What's up?
Thank you for joining us on short notice, my friend.
Thank you for having us, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Of
for sure.
course, man. We really appreciate Mike from over at Earshot Media hooking us up,
Mike
setting
is,
this up.
yeah, we love
Like,
Mike.
I gave him like what, a day or two notice,
Yeah.
and he set it up. Mike's the
Yep.
man. Mike's
Yeah.
the man.
Nobody does promo like Mike, dude. He is literally like, there's nobody like him in the punk rock scene.
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah. And Earshot, like that's a big name in the scene. Just to be working with them it's still mind blowing to me.
Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time. No, he made a lot of bands. I mean, his like track record's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
And we're gonna bring him on one of these days too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta,
yeah.
I gotta talk to him again about that.
Yep.
But so American Thrills. What we like to do here, our buddy Matt, he's in school, so he's taking some time off until graduation. That
Nice.
comes in May. So we're really proud of the mage
Yep.
at what he's doing, furthering his education, doing things better for himself and his family. He's
Awesome.
got to do what he's
Yep.
got to do, and he'll be back when he's ready. And we can't
Yep.
wait to see him back because he adds a whole other level to the show. But
Yeah, he does.
one thing I have carried on his behalf is, where did the name American Thrills come from?
It was a completely random name. It was funny. My buddy Kurt, the singer in the band, he like has been keeping a list of band names for the last like 10 years because we always talk about starting another band. And he flipped out, literally, it was like a book with like names in it. And it was like American Thrills. And the other ones weren't so good. It was like Skate Party and something else. I forget. But it stood out. We thought it was cool. And literally, that's like, I wish I had a better story for it, but it sounded good at the time and it worked.
No, man, we dig it.
Yeah.
Whether it's-
Thanks.
I can't really deliver it the way Matt does, but he says whether it's a big epic long story or just like one of the lamest stories you ever heard, we love it.
We
Yeah.
thought it sounded cool and you know, it stuck. So it kind of worked out for us.
Yeah, and it fits. It really does because, like, for me, like, lyrics are everything, and lyrically, you guys are like astounding. Like, it's like life stories and rolled up into one. You know what I mean? Like, I can relate to almost every song that plays.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, we're like in our 30s. So like our lyrics are about like, we lost friends, we lost family members. Like it sounds like totally sad, kind of like generic things, but like that's life in your 30s, man. Like
Yeah.
not everyone's about a girl. Like a lot of songs are about like, losing a loved one or drugs or everything else. Like it's
Yeah.
just real world hits in your 30s, we're trying to be
Yep.
somewhat relatable.
Boy, does it ever.
Yeah.
Boy, does it ever. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't touch that side of the world. All right. So what brought you guys together? Like when did you guys come about and decide to start this little project?
So it's funny, in like the early 2000s, like 2002, 2003, me, Kurt, and Jeff, the singer, guitarist, and the drummer, were in a band called Top of the Fair. We did like a lot of touring. We did a couple records. We were on like a label on the West Coast, and we were really young. And we played for a few years, did a couple full US, Canada, some big tours. And then we stopped. Kurt kept playing in other bands. Like he was in a band called Tired and True. They were on Eulogy for a little bit. I went off to school. Jeff, went off and went to work. And when the pandemic hit, we kind of all ended up back in Connecticut. And we're like, dude, you guys want to write some songs and like see where it goes? And within like a few weeks, we had like an EP that was pretty much ready to go. We kind of got back to where we were. And we added a guitarist, our buddy Paul, it's just like it was really easy to write songs. Like we've been around for like a year and a half, and we have about like 20 some odd songs and a full length dropping soon. It's just it flows naturally because we've been buddies and playing together for like 20 years.
Yeah. That's insane. Like, of all the bands we've talked to, what would you say, Craig? About 90% of them were formed during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There is piles and piles and piles of new music out there. Like, people are really hitting it hard.
You're stuck inside. You can't go to shows. Right. You can't like do anything. So you're like, hey, you want to like go in the basement and like write some tunes? I mean, it's like you're trying to find ways to be productive, and it just seemed to click for us. It was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even the like veteran bands, the ones that have been doing it for a while, like they came out with some great stuff.
Yeah.
Like Authority Zero, and then
they're back. That's awesome.
10 Foot Pole did an acoustic album. Like, holy, that is amazing. I love it. I'm a sucker for acoustic music.
Yeah.
Like if you take a punk song and do an acoustic rendition of it, because the good majority of any song is written on an acoustic guitar.
It's true.
You know, any rock and roll song is going to be written on an acoustic guitar. I know I wrote all my songs on acoustic. Even the death metal songs.
Punk rock you know, it's like campfire music, you know,
it really is.
Come out the chords and you just scream it out. Like it works well acoustic.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. And I've been doing that since I learned how to play when I was 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
So over 20 years. And I
Yeah.
still do it to this day. Like, I don't like necessarily put it out there for anybody to see. Like every now and then I'll record a little video and put it up in one of our groups, but most of the time I'm just doing it for myself because I like to get that energy out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Put it out there, man. Like music. We all want new music, man. Drop it. I'll listen.
No, that's the thing. It's not really my songs.
Yeah.
You know, because I've had a horrible case of writer's block for about 30 years. So
yeah, but
yeah, and I'm only
covers are even. Your covers are top notch though, and everybody's doing covers. You know what I mean? Like you could easily get on a YouTube channel for that.
Well, I have a YouTube channel and I have a bunch of videos where I did that. So if you ever want to see them, just hit me up and I'll send you the link.
Sure, man.
But those are from days gone by. I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah.
It's just things get to you. You know what I mean? Life, work.
Oh, for sure, dude.
You know.
Adulting.
This thing here. That's a dangerous place. I'm sure you guys understand.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, I'm going to take this moment to plug this.
That thing.
One of the faces on this screen wrote this book.
Not me. So
yeah, it wasn't this guy, and it wasn't me. So
listen, it's short, it's cheap. Everybody should get it.
Yep. $5 for the digital copy on Amazon Prime. $10 for paperback. As you can see, it's not very long.
Nope. Very simple and to the point.
Awesome.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and there's words in it. There's even pictures.
There's even pictures. And
look at this.
Yeah.
Look at that. There's Craig's little girl.
Oh.
Like, come on. There's recipes in this thing too.
Yep.
So. Dad mentioned
a little bit of everything.
Uncensored guide.
That's volume 1.
Parenting and self-help for weirdos.
We all need all those things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, I gotta mention a song that stood out to me. Regular Blokes.
Yeah, that's the first song we wrote. I think Kurt like brought over some of it from an old band he was in. But
you can tell that's like a song of just buddies getting together and jamming, because that's a song that I would sing with my friend.
You know I mean? And you even have an acoustic version, and we were just talking about how awesome they sound, and it does sound awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. It actually played on my way home from the gas station when I was rushing home to start this.
Yeah, no, it's cool. That's about just like, being in your 20s and being in the band, like the van with your buddies on the road, and just like, the tribulations and the good times and the bad times and just everything that comes with it.
And like, and then you're in your 30s now, and it's like, yeah, we're just regular guys, but we still like doing this, so we're gonna
100%.
keep doing it.
Yeah. You got to keep the dream alive.
Yep.
Absolutely, in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter. Like me and my buddies, whenever I was playing in bands, we always said like, we don't really care if we get famous doing this, as long as we have fun.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not necessarily doing this to make money. We're doing it to have fun and get this out because we like playing music and we like performing for people.
If you do it for reasons other than that, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to have fun. You know.
It's like, and you mentioned off the air that you were a professional wrestling fan, so especially back in the day. But it's like with them, shit, I lost my train of thought. That happens a lot here. Oh man.
Something about wrestling.
Yeah. I was going to compare it to something with music, and I can't.
The showmanship. You
Yeah,
lost me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. But like, there's two reasons you get into professional wrestling that I was always told. Number one, become the world champion. Number two, because you love it.
Yeah. I mean, those dudes get beat up. I mean, that's like, well, you know, you're basically full of arthritis and paralyzed by your 40s. So you got to love what you do.
And even some, like, those guys, me running. Okay. So I read an article today. Vince McMahon is 78 years old.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm going to start off with that. Apparently, he's booked for WrestleMania this year.
No way. He's going to break a hip.
He's going to break a hip.
Had them both replaced.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm saying there's not much from Connecticut. I think the WWE is based in Connecticut still, right?
Stanford.
Yeah.
Stanford, yeah.
That's all we got. We got pizza and we got the WWE. Taxes too.
Oh, but hey, if there's one thing to be great, like, I mean, WWE, not so much anymore, but like in the 90s, like late 90s especially, I can imagine like, yo, WWE headquarters right down the road from the house.
Are they going to open up like a museum there? Like, they have all the old paraphernalia? They had a show about that.
Well, they
Like
have a warehouse.
Yeah.
And it's like they do a thing on A&E, I guess.
Saw that. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, they go through the warehouse and it's like, oh, this is the cage from Hell in a Cell '98 when Undertaker threw Mankind through the announce table.
Huh.
And then when he threw him through the ring.
I love that stuff. That'd be awesome. They make so much money too. It's like a win-win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, you have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You also have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. All we have is the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Yeah.
We don't have a physical Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You have all that shit in a warehouse. Put it in a fucking building. Put it on display for people to see it.
They got plenty of room. That campus in Stanford is huge, like enormous.
I know. They could just rent out Rhode Island. There's nothing going on there.
Yeah. They got seafood and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, keep a couple restaurants open, you know, but like the rest of the state can just be like the WWE Hall of Fame museum.
Would be
The drive-through museum.
Yeah. State it's small enough too that they could be pulled off. I know. There's bigger malls than the state of Rhode Island. I believe, like, I don't know. That'd be really. I hope in my lifetime to see a wrestling Hall of Fame. Like, there is one, but I mean, like, maybe a collective Hall of Fame, like kind of museum-like place that we as fans can go to and appreciate the stuff that's there.
I think that was the premise of that show on A&E, was like they're collecting this stuff so they could like do that at some point. I just don't think there was like a timeline or like an end game on when it's going to exist.
Well, it needs to happen soon.
Start an issue on the internet.
Yeah.
I'd sign it. I would definitely sign it.
Yeah.
I once saw like a fan-made like blueprint for like WWE Land, like an amusement park themed around WWE, and it's like, and it has like a resort. And, like, you have You have the Jake the Snake suite. You have the Razor Ramon suite. And I was like, I would totally fucking stay there.
The Razor Ramon room.
Give me the Brother Love suite with the heart-shaped hot tub. No,
That'd be a cool room.
that would be cool. All the hearts everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, love.
Can you imagine the Ravishing Rick Rude suite?
They'd have a lot of possibilities.
Wah, 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 wah.
They would have a lot of possibilities. I mean, have you ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I have way back when, yeah.
Yeah, I went when I was 16. Like, there's some really cool shit. Like, when I went, it really touched my heart because two things. Jimi Hendrix, like, there was a big display for Jimi Hendrix. And as a guitar player, I love Jimi Hendrix. And then it was, I don't know why, but they just had this big punk display. And the Clash had just gotten inducted.
That's awesome.
And they were talking about inducting the Sex Pistols, but it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But I was just like, holy shit, this is really fucking cool. That's Sid Vicious's shirt. Like, you know, that, holy shit, those are Joey Ramone's Chuck Taylors. You know?
But that does raise another question we like to ask around here. What brought you into punk rock? Like, where'd you find it?
So my dad was really like a hip guy into like up and coming music. Like when I remember being like 6, 7 years old, and he had like the Weezer like Blue Album cassette in his van. But the first CD he ever bought me was Green Day Dookie. And that kind of put me into punk rock and just the whole genre of music.
Yeah.
You know, it was an eye-opening experience to pop that thing in and just hear it.
Yeah,
Because
I think
it was on the radio, but not really yet. You know, it was like big, but it wasn't everywhere like everything else.
Yeah.
So
For me, it was the Basket Case video.
yeah, I mean, dude, that record is just like the punk. You call it pop punk, I guess. I mean, that started that whole genre of music was just you know, making real music.
Seems like everyone like around our age came in from the same thing. Like one album brought everybody together.
Yeah,
Like everybody in their like mid to late 30s and like early 40s is like Dookie.
yeah.
All
But
right,
now there's
cool.
like a new generation, you know what I mean? Like it's a funny thing too, because we see it out there, like shows, we play with some bands like, you know, the kids who came in like the 2000s, and I like Blink-182, they were cool. I was like really into them too. But there's like different generations. You know, I had a band, we played them, they're awesome, but they told me their like biggest influence was like All Time Low. And I said, you know, that's cool. But like I remember playing with those dudes like back in the early 2000s, and they were, you know, like they were influenced by the real bands that kind of, you know, segued into bands like All Time Low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Like for me, like Set Your Goals.
They were awesome.
Like,
That right.
I knew about them.
Yeah.
Before I knew about 4 Years Strong.
Yeah.
But then I found out that 4 Years Strong was around like a year or two longer.
Oh yeah.
So I was just like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so I played keyboard for 4 Years Strong for like 2 weeks.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, when I left Top of the Fair, I went up to Worcester with those dudes and I tried out, and I did 2 tryouts, and I was like learning their keyboard, their synth parts for that first record, like the big record.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It didn't work out. I didn't feel. I ended up going to college. Like I left all that stuff.
They ended up moving on without a keyboard player.
They did. Yeah, they kept him for a record or two, and then he left.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I went.
Enemy of the World was their last record, I believe, that had keyboards on.
Yeah, those guys are awesome. Such fun music, man.
Dude, oh my god.
They're really
probably my favorite band right now.
They're really nice dudes too. And Alan, the guy, one of the guitar singers, he has a studio that's incredible, man. He puts out some really.
I would love to talk to those guys sometime.
Yeah. Alan Day's a good dude. He's been doing it a long time.
They have righteous beards.
Yeah, they're legit. They have legit beards.
Dan and Alan's beards are fucking like, if I could talk to them, just compliment their beards.
Yeah. Funny, before 4 Years Strong, some of those dudes were in like hardcore bands around here too. Like I think one of them did Bury Your Dead for a little bit. They were legit. They were like staples, you know, in the Connecticut.
Bury Your Dead in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania in like 2006.
Yeah, Bury Your Dead was huge around here. One of the drummers, this kid Chris Sansone, is from our hometown. They used to play around here a lot.
Damn.
Yeah, they're a big band.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I haven't talked about in 15 years, man.
Well, Connecticut's like a hardcore mecca, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
Bury Your Dead, all those
New
bands.
England Metal Fest.
Yeah, dude, get out of here. That's why, like, if you're not a hardcore band in Connecticut, it's hard to like get anyone to care about you.
Like, you guys get all like metal bands too, like Killswitch Engage.
Oh, we get a lot, yeah. It's funny, the dude we're doing our full length with Nicky Belmore, and he just did the last 2 Hatebreed records. He just did like Howard Jones' solo project. He just did the new what's this? The Corpse Grinder record. He just put that out. He actually plays drums in Corpse Grinder. Like he's like Connecticut's huge metal hardcore. So for us working with him, it's like a cool vibe because he usually doesn't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's Connecticut, man. It's just all hardcore metal.
That's nuts.
It's still
but yeah, like I remember that like it exploded in the early 2000s, like to about 2007ish. I want to say the scene here mirrored itself after the Connecticut hardcore scene. Like every band in this area was playing that drop D open chord hardcore.
Dude, I remember I knew it like they made it when I was at like there's like a pilot in my hometown and I saw a Bury Your Dead's tour bus like with their faces on the side of it. And
Dude, they used to come through the McDonald's I worked at all the time.
Yeah. But like I remember like touring with like, you know, if you're good, if you're lucky you had like a van and a trailer. Once you got a tour bus, like that's huge.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a band called Demise of Arrows?
Yeah, I've heard the name.
Okay, they're a metal band out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But they kind of like blew up after I started booking shows and had them play one of our festivals in my buddy's garage.
It's awesome.
And they just like got huge after that, and they kept coming back and playing our garage, and I was just like, you guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah, cool? Yeah, when they keep in touch and like don't, you know, they're still cool to play those kind of shows.
And they were playing like places like the Trocadero in Philly, and they were playing like New Haven and stuff like that. So it was like they were big in the metal scene, and for them to keep coming back to fucking Amish country.
They gotta be, you know what? Yeah, they're cool.
They're brilliant, great dudes, and their original drummer, currently plays with the Devil Wears Prada.
No way! Yeah, that band is
Joey.
Yeah.
So, and he was with Protest the Hero for a little bit, and then he was with a band called Once Nothing.
Yeah.
Before
it's
Protest
funny how
the
that metal scene like blew up too. I mean, these bands play our business now. I
Yeah,
remember,
and, like you see these guys from other bands, and they move on to like Devil Wears Prada. Like I saw one of their videos on YouTube, and I was looking at the drummer, and I was like, "Why the fuck do I know this guy?"
Yeah, you know it's crazy. You know it's crazy. I just saw it was a lineup, and it was like Metallica and Ice Nine Kills playing together. Ice Nine, they used to be a pop punk band from Boston. Yeah, like they play around here. Like we played with them. They were cool, but they were like legitimately like a Fall Out Boy pop punk band.
I remember when
they went heavy, and then they got into like the horror thing, and they just like erupted. Like they're the huge band in the world, and it's cool. They have a cool shtick. Like they're, you know, those videos they do
they found their niche.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's cool. Like I listen to stuff all the time. No, but like, I mean, they found their niche, and they're killing it. Like it's outrageous how well produced. Like everything they're doing, just the sound, the video, it's just so cohesive and just so impressive.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and take a quick break, and then
all right, cool.
Come back and we'll talk about some more stuff.
Sounds cool.
My most outrageous disguise ever. No way, tricks escapes me this time.
Hey, Rabbit, want some tricks?
Huh?
You know, part of your nutritious breakfast.
What's the gag?
I believe all your favorite flavors are here. Orange.
Orangey orange.
Lemon.
Lemony lemon. Grapey grape, too. Is this trick a rabbit wink?
Here, enjoy.
I'm finally getting tricks.
Wake up, Rabbit. Silly Rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
A rude awakening.
Nothing like rooting for our favorite team and eating bonkers chewy candy. Now I'm trying a brand new flavor. Chewy chocolate bonkers. Rich chocolate outside, dark fudge inside. But it's still bonkers, so I'm ready. Ha!
Chewy chewy chocolate bonkers. Punctual.
All right, welcome back. This is going great. So we keep getting into subjects off the air, and it's like, man, I should be recording. But I just enjoy the conversation. It's great.
That's every time though.
Oh, every time. But we always find a way to come back to it, and that's what we're gonna do. We were aging ourselves a little bit.
Very
with
old.
The process of buying movie tickets, getting directions.
Yeah.
Remember MapQuest?
I was gonna say that MapQuest. We print binders, and if you got off track, it was over. Like it was done. That's that. Yeah.
I learned a trick from my mom, because my mom, to this day, even with GPS, she carries an atlas with her.
She's smart.
She's always done this ever since I was a wee little, because we drove around a lot. My mom were in the military, and so I was born in New Jersey. When I was 18 months old, we moved to California. We didn't fly; we drove.
Wow.
Then when I was 6, we moved to South Carolina. Didn't fly; we drove. So
Right.
a lot of shit, a lot of cool shit along the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, MapQuest, that was a game changer in the 2000s.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like, I remember my old band, our buddies Zach Spots and Suburban Downgrade, great punk band from Central PA. Check them out. But Zach's been my best friend since 6th grade. He's also my tattoo artist. But he and I had a band in high school called Society's Downfall. We only played one show out of our county, and it was in Kane, Pennsylvania, in the northwestern corner near Erie. And I remember I MapQuested those directions. They were this thick. We had to take a bunch of back-ass country roads because they were doing construction. Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. Gotta love them. But yeah, if GPS would have been around in those days, I think we would have been okay. But
yeah, GPS. I guess they're like non-existent now because of phones, right? Like, I mean, it's built in. So,
Look, and there's so many different apps that use them, like use the GPS just so you can get like DoorDash, for example. Like, it automatically takes you to your maps, and boom, takes you where you got to go. You're gonna be going down some back ass roads on DoorDash. Trust me.
But it's still got to be even better than like that big thing hanging off the dashboard. You know what I mean? It was always following everything else.
Like TomTom.
Yeah.
Oh man, my mom has a TomTom. I don't know why.
Do you guys watch The Office?
Yeah.
You ever see the episode of The Office where Michael Scott just listens to GPS and he drives it right into the
Yeah.
Like, it knows what it's talking. It's a robot. It knows, and he's like, "No, Michael," and he goes right into the water. It's robots, man. They're taking over.
Yeah, the 90s, man. Like, I don't know how we did it. Like,
Life was
just
good.
with a book of maps, a road atlas. Like, nobody, like one person looking at it in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Yelling at the driver. No, you got to turn left here. How do you know? It's just a little line here. We've moved like 3 millimeters.
I don't even know if I could read a map anymore. Like, if I had it, I don't know if I could like make sense of it.
I can, like we said before we started recording, kids these days will never understand. They're going to be watching this show like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah.
What's a TomTom?
Yeah. I saw.
Oh,
sorry. Go for it.
Nah, I'm just thinking, like, I can't imagine explaining to my former stepson how a road atlas works.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be like, "Where's the little triangle card thing that tells you where you are?" And,
Where's the start
figure
button?
that out on your own, pal.
Yeah, we're really feeling our age.
Yeah, we are.
My back hurts just like thinking about.
I know, man. I think I just saw like 4 more grays enter my beard.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I buy like gear now based on like how light it is. Like when I'm like buying like a cab, like you're like, all right, wait, like how much does it weigh? Because you know you're
Can I
gonna
put
have,
this on casters?
yeah, oh yeah, casters. When you're in your 20s, you could go up that flight of stairs with that like that 810 cab, like whatever, dude. Now, like I look at it, I'm just like, no, like somebody has to help.
Is there an elevator?
Yeah,
Is there an elevator?
I'm gonna put my back trying to get up those stairs.
That takes me back to that Kane, Pennsylvania show. We played the Elks Club there.
Nice.
Where the bands played was upstairs.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, please tell me there's a fucking elevator in this building. I was like, I am not carrying our drum set and 4 amplifiers up this damn staircase. It is narrow as shit. And the drummer for one of the other bands calls me and he goes, yo, you guys here? And I was like, yeah, but we're having some trouble with the gear. He goes, oh, there's an elevator in the back. I was like, thank God. Thank God.
Son of
Yeah.
a.
Hall shows were the best shows, man. I don't know about you, where you guys are, but where we are, like hall shows kind of died out. Like a lot of them closed. Or
Yeah.
the problem is we have so many hardcore bands in Connecticut. Like, you know, Bury Your Dead will play and they'll like tear the ceiling down and then they're like, no more hall shows here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us, it was a lot of VFWs, a lot of like
Community
F
center
club and everything else. Yep. Community centers, church basements, wherever
Yeah.
would let us destroy something.
Church,
And they destroy it once and they're like, no more bands, no more music.
Yeah.
My buddy Zach, like we were doing the band thing in high school. We were booking shows and stuff like in his church's basement. And I don't know why they kept letting us have shows there, but the bands we would have were not Christian bands, and it's an active church. It's not like
Yeah.
just a random church building. It was an active church, and
Yeah.
it was his youth group leader like letting us do this. Like I was just like, these aren't Christian bands. And he goes, oh, it's fine. The kids aren't out there doing drugs. That's perfectly fine. And I was like, I love this guy. Like, because I'm not a religious guy at all.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been for a long time. So like even then to hear like somebody from that world, like an evangelical type person,
Yeah,
say the kids are off the streets. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why we're doing this.
yeah. You gotta remember in like the mid 2000s, there was a huge like Christian hardcore scene.
There
Like
really
you had
There was.
records, you had like Under Oath and all these bands, like Dormant
Once
Fever.
Nothing, Under Oath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a ton of these bands. It was like cool. It was like the shows were, you know, like they'd have big Christian festivals that were awesome.
Yeah.
Creation Festival.
Yeah.
What was it, Cornerstone or whatever they used to call it?
Cornerstone was another
Cornerstone.
one. Yeah.
They had a bunch.
Yeah.
Store, I want to say, was another one.
There were a lot of good Christian like hardcore bands, you know, way back
Yeah.
when.
Oh,
The Sleeping Giant.
Devil Wears
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Under Oath just put out a record. I think they're still out
They
there.
did. Voyeurs.
Yeah, they're crazy,
Under
man.
Oath still
They've been around
doing the thing.
forever.
It's insane to think about that.
Yeah.
I literally grew up with these bands.
Yeah.
It's
It
cool
doesn't
that
hit until
some-
you say, oh, they've been around forever. Then it's like, oh man, they have been around forever.
Yeah, Under Oath is probably, they've been around for close to 20 years,
Oh,
Yeah.
it has to be.
right? Like the early
I
2000s.
remember them my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
That first record was incredible.
Oh my God.
Insane. I remember hearing it. It was kind of unique too. They started that like screaming, singing, like they did it really well. And it was just fast and fun.
It was like the
I remember
perfect
hearing that record and like, I'm like, I got to start a band that sounds like this.
Oh, and like the Society's downfall was basically one band, but we played every genre of music that was big. Like
Yeah.
we started off as like a pop punk band.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to like the harder pop punk, almost bridging hardcore.
Mhm.
And then we just moved on to straight up hardcore with metal influence.
Yeah.
And then after I left the band, it eventually just turned into a full on death metal band. And I was just like, cool. I dig it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we played all that stuff. And Under Oath, like that was one of the bands. Like we heard them, it's like, yeah, no, we got to play this.
Yes.
This just sounds fun, and it was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. It still is to listen to it. Like,
Yeah. I got a lot of nostalgia from those bands. You know, like we grew up, like one of the big bands for us too, like Saves the Day, way back when, was just like the band.
Yep.
they were part of my first show ever.
Yeah.
Like,
My first show ever, like my first like underground small show, it was Hot Rod Circuit and Brand New.
oh
And
man,
it was before Brand New was signed to whoever they signed to, like Triple Crown or whatever.
Yeah.
But they had like their CD was burned. Like it was that first record, but they just had burned copies. And they had burned DVDs. Like it wasn't pressed. It was just like they had like crappy T-shirts.
Yeah.
And it was like we're like, who's this band? And they were awesome. And then within 6 months from then, they just freaking like took off.
blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Saves the Day in 2002.
Yeah.
But they opened for Weezer.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a cool
And
song.
that was my first concert ever. And my sister got me tickets for my birthday. I turned 14 like 2 months before that. So I was like, yeah, let's go see Weezer. It was either Weezer or Cypress Hill. And my sister was like, I don't want you to die at Cypress Hill.
Yeah. I would go with Weezer. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Saves the Day was the best part of it because their singer he was the only vocalist the entire night to say something about the vocals being too low.
Really?
Yeah, so he's like, turn up the vocals. After the first like 3 songs, you hear him go, turn up the vocals. Can't hear it.
We had a big fest. It was every year in Connecticut. It was called 104 Fest, like in the late 90s. And the first year into that, it was like Blink 182, Green Day, like Alien Ant Farm, just like the most insane lineup. I don't know if Weezer played that year, but it was just like all of the huge. Sum 41 played.
Yeah.
It was just like the place to be.
Yeah.
But it was like a different vibe. Like that was like the fest thing. It's just there's like so many people, you know. Like I prefer seeing them like a smaller, like a couple hundred people, like a more intimate venue. It's just, it's more fun.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same. I like small venues and like I said, halls and things like that because the festival thing, like it's cool, but you never know what's gonna happen and you can't really judge like what's gonna happen and who's gonna show up and whatever else. So I mean, lineups change constantly and everything, and then weather and everything like that. It's much easier just to dive into a VFW hall.
Yeah,
Well,
I hope it was back.
Oh, dude, I just want it to come back just so I can like stand off to the side like the old guys do.
Yeah.
Like, those were the days.
Look at that kid.
Just take a trip back in time,
I'll be honest. I think the new generation of kids, like, they don't really go to shows. I think it's more like internet, YouTube. Yeah. Like, I don't see the younger kids out, getting out.
I went to a show in August or September. I want to say.
They're around there. One of those two.
Suburban Downgrade was one of the bands, and we've talked to them on the show. A band called Grampian. They're bands from this area, and it was great. Every band fucking killed it that night, but there was maybe like 21 people there.
Yeah.
And it was in a church basement. And unlike our church basement, this was an inactive church. Like the basement just was being used for stuff. But it took me back, like being there, listening to the band, seeing them do their thing, and seeing the kids that were there, like having a good time and doing the pit thing. I was just like, I needed it. I didn't know I needed it, but I needed it.
Yeah.
I think it'll come back more too with COVID. I think people were afraid of like all the COVID. I mean, that made shows tough. Do you want to be in a basement with 100 people banging into each other? And like 6 months ago, maybe not, but I think now people are becoming, vaccinated and they're feeling more comfortable getting out to shows and seeing, live music again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like I don't really like people anyway. So like I don't see them all that much, but like I love the environment of a show.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I hate crowds. Like
It's just a
But
different
if-
vibe. It's you're
Even
with
if I'm in a
you're with
band,
what's
like,
familiar.
I can get up on stage, no problem, performing in front of people
Yeah.
and have the time of my life. But when it comes to being amongst them,
Yeah.
fuck that. People suck. Nah. But it's just weird. Like even being in the audience, it's totally different vibe. Like you're all there to enjoy the music and in your own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to get in the pit. There was a time that I would, sure, but those days are gone. I'm gonna be over there against the wall, just chilling.
Yep.
With my buddy Jamie and my buddy Craig. We're gonna play this music.
Yeah.
I
We're all no.
behind me. I like that. I'm gonna pull my back out or something. you
Right.
know?
You're pushing it being on stage.
Yeah. Right.
You're on stage, the kids are still like in the pit, and you're.
Where's my inhaler?
Yeah, where's my inhale?
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. Even in my 30s, like if you play a set and you're into it, and it's like midway through, you're just exhausted. You know,
Oh,
it's just punk rock, man. Old punk
Yeah.
rock, dude. It's a tough life.
That's how does Bad Religion still do it? Like
Oh,
those
dude,
guys are pushing 60. and this-
yeah, they're incredible, man. I got so much respect for those dudes still getting out there.
I've only seen them live one time, and it was in 2007. But even then, I was just like, man,
Yeah,
to see these guys still doing that.
a lot of these guys, like even I saw recently played with in Florida, Hot Water Music, dude. They are better live than they have ever been. Like with Crestwell, like they are so like tight. They sound incredible. And they have so much energy, and those dudes are like 40s into 50s. Like they're pushing it, and they are better than I've ever seen them 20 years ago. You know what I mean? They kill it.
Yeah.
Another band that's like that from up New England was Wilhelm Scream.
Yeah, dude, they were amazing at Fest.
They have a new record coming out.
Yes,
I have my pre-order in. I'm waiting on it. I have cassette and vinyl coming.
they're so much fun. Like every record those guys have put out, like it's just such a cool like genre of music. Like they're the
So
most
tight.
fun band ever.
Like their vocalist, their lead vocalist, and then like Nuno, and then Trevor, and then Nick, and like just all of them. They just click so well. They're just super tight as musicians.
Oh,
and
dude.
if the song sounds like it's out of time, trust me, it's because it's supposed to.
Yeah, oh, dude, they play in high features. Yeah, they're fun. They're incredibly talented musicians.
Insanely.
Yeah.
Like each album is either better or right on par with the last one.
Oh yeah, they only put out like hit records, man. Like everything they've done has been solid. There's been no drop off.
Even their old EP, like the Smack and Isaiah stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Good.
It's funny. The dude, the punk cellist, our buddy Ian, is from the same town. He played on their last record, and then he played with them at Fest. He got on stage and did a set with them, and it was absolutely outrageous the way they incorporated a cello into like upbeat, fast punk rock. It's
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's somebody to check out. The punk cellist. He's a really cool dude.
I'm actually friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, we have a bunch of shows. We're playing we're doing a run of like
it's a rip cover.
A bunch. Oh, he did a ton. He has some cool collaborations too. He works with people and really cool stuff.
Definitely the rip that he did though. Oh
my
god. I was like I'm watching the video and I'm singing along.
Yeah, he's so talented. It's incredible.
Holy shit. Damn. That guy blows my mind.
Yeah. It's just, it's like it's so cool that you could take such like a refined instrument and make it that punk rock. And like he has so much energy live and he's jumping all over the stage. It's just such a fun time to see him play.
I'm gonna have to catch him live one of these times.
Yeah, he's cool. Definitely check him out if he comes by.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
He's awesome. Good people.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. The times I've interacted with him, he's been nothing but just straightforward and right on with me. So
yeah, he's a cool dude.
Hell of a dude. Yeah, Wilhelm Scream's one of those bands that they don't have a bad record. Warrior Strong is another one in my opinion. Like I can't think of a bad record.
No, they're cool too. They evolved a lot. They kind of went to like that alt rock, punk rock vibe. They did it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put out a lot of records too. They keep cranking them out.
Yes. I have a few of them on vinyl, but
Yeah.
like I said, they're probably my favorite band in this moment right now because
Oh, hell yeah. So many good records.
even the acoustic one I have behind me is really, really good.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't
cool.
know if you've heard that, but
Yeah, they did a covers record that was cool. I mean, everything they've done has been so much fun.
Oh yeah, explains it all.
Yeah.
I want the vinyl for that because the vinyl cover is the old Nickelodeon blimp,
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but it says 4 Year Strong explains it all. And I was just like, I need that record just because of that cover. But it's $100.
Is it really?
On eBay.
That's
place
crazy.
to find it.
Yeah, they probably did like a small test, like a small press or whatever, so it gets pricey. I can't get over the price of vinyl.
Jeez. Yeah. I'm waiting for the 20th anniversary of Rise or Die Trying before I find that on vinyl.
Yeah, that's coming up soon, right? What year did that come out?
2005, 2007.
I think maybe early. I think like 2005, maybe.
Right around the 15th anniversary, I want to say right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great record.
That's probably their best one.
That they started that like, I don't know what we want to call that, but like that.
I call it funcore.
Yeah. I think they were like the first band to really do it and do it really well. And dude, after they put that record out, like there were so many bands because we were like more like a whiny pop punk band. We sounded like Saves the Day, but everybody that sounded like Fall Out Boy immediately stopped and they wanted to sound like 4 Year Strong. They started just doing blast beats and like gang vocals. And dude, it was so much fun. Like every show with a bunch of like fun bands that sounded like that for a little bit.
Yeah, and then you had the whole crowd of kids around singing along with you.
Yeah, yeah, they
when
really
you could do that in a band, like the feeling to have people singing with you when you hold the mic out to them.
Oh yeah,
even if it's a cover song, because it's only happened to me one time. We covered a Census Fail song, and kids were singing along, so I was just like, "Hey, dude, take it," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, just the feeling that people are singing along with me as a front man, like it's like no other. Like it's like that first high.
Yeah.
Like
that's the key. That's the key. The cover song. If you go to like somewhere where they don't know you, throw a cool cover in there. Everybody will come up and start singing it.
Rum is for drinking, not burning. That
was a good one. Those dudes are still doing it too. They're going on tour with like Rise Against and somebody else I just saw.
Yep. Man, that's another band, Rise Against.
They've been doing it a long time.
They're just super tight, all like across the board.
Yeah, they're talented dudes. They had a lot of good records too.
Yes, they did. Like, and that was one of the bands. I found them originally on the Rock Against Bush compilation.
Really?
Yeah, the Give It All. They recorded a special version of that for that compilation, and then I was just like, I gotta listen to these guys more, and I got Siren Song and the Counterculture.
That was a huge record. I love that one.
It didn't leave my car CD player for months.
Yeah, the production on that record is insane. They just, I mean, that's like a benchmark record.
And it's just heavy throughout, except for one song. But even that song is like, it hits you so deep that it's heavy.
He's got such cool vocals too. It's like kind of unique. Like, you know, it's him. You know, he's got like a cool styling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim McElrath, his voice, it's one of those voices that made me want to be in punk band.
Yeah.
Being one of the vocalists.
And they kind of too in the beginning they were like kind of old school punk rock band, and then they kind of melded some genres and just really made it into something.
And they kept the root of their music like in punk rock, like that's still there 100%. But they're more just your basic rock and roll band that's just super fucking tight.
Yeah, they kind of crossed genres. They became like kind of, I don't want to say mainstream, but yeah, I mean they they were huge, and they still are huge. They, I think they're headlining that tour with Census Fail.
Yeah, I don't mean basic punk rock in any negative sense. I mean just like straightforward rock and roll.
Yeah. They crossed over into like that more like their stuff was on MTV. I mean, they were like all over the place.
Yep, for sure. But yeah, we started this talking about the '90s, and now we're talking about bands that we just grew up loving. All good.
Welcome to the Geek Den.
Yep. change topics on the fly all the time.
Yeah.
Never. But why don't we go ahead and cut for another break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap it up.
Good.
Awesome.
Can anything up the animal? The animal. It's a big, powerful 4x4. But when the going gets tough, it bares its claws to climb over anything that gets in its way. The animal. The animal. Can anything stop? The animal. The animal. The animal, clawing its way to the top. The animal, each sold separately, batteries not included. New from Galoob.
Return of the Jedi. When you make friends with an Ewok, you're making the best friend in the universe. He'll help you through the bad times and lead you to the good. There's Wicked W. Warwick, bravest of all the Ewoks, and Princess Nisa, the cuddliest in the Empire. But make sure they're not caught off guard. Who knows when the evil Empire will return? Only you can decide with Star Wars toys.
All right. So Jamie, American Thrills. You guys have a bunch of singles up on Spotify. People can follow you guys on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, except for TikTok. We're too old for that. We don't TikTok.
I just don't understand it.
No.
But I don't understand it. Like Matt and Craig do it, but I'm just like, have fun, boys.
I think I've done one.
Yeah.
And I can do like, I think the one I did was like a collection of nostalgia stuff.
See, that's cool, but I'm just not going to dance, you know?
Yeah.
He edited one for me.
Yeah.
Like there's an inside joke with one of our buddies, Brian Goodrich, where we do this meat slapping thing. Like, I'm a cook and he's a chef, so it's just like he's prepping like a pork shoulder or something. He'll take a video of himself like slapping it, edit it, edit it, put some music in and shit like that. So I was like, all right, I got one for him. I'm prepping a turkey at work. And I was like, Craig, can you edit like a TikTok-ish video for me with some music of me slapping a turkey? He goes, yes, I can. Didn't even think about it. He was just, I'm not home right now, so just send it.
Get a nice slow motion slap on it.
And the song choice, what sold it. Beat My Guess by Adam and the Ants. I was like, that's a fucking song for.
See, that's good content though. Like, I just feel like us, like I'm not good at like coming up with like fun, interesting things that people would want to watch on TikTok.
Yeah.
Right.
It's tough.
Well, I guess that's the beauty of it. Like, if you come up with something on the spot, you're just like, oh, I'm going to record this real quick. Because it can be however long you want, as long as it's not like 2 minutes. I think is the limit.
Yeah, I think so.
Keep it going.
Yeah. But, oh man. Do you guys have any shows or anything coming up?
So we just dropped a single. We're doing a run with the Punk Cellist. I think it's like March 18th, 19th, and 20th. We'll be in Connecticut, Worcester, Mass, and then Brooklyn, New York with all our buddies. We have a video and another single dropping. And then the big thing is we have a full length coming out this fall that we're really excited to kind of finish up and get out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the new single was awesome, by the way.
Thanks for checking it out. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Great driving music too. I was listening to you guys when I was door dashing. I was like, man, this is great stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for having me, man. It's been fun chatting. Like I checked out some other videos. Like, this is fun stuff. Like, you guys talk about all the stuff I sit around and talk about with my buddies. Like, it's just very like relatable, fun stuff to listen to.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We try.
Yeah, awesome. That's what we try to give everybody a good time on this show.
Yep.
Like nobody ever knows what to expect.
Yeah.
So
you guys,
we get that every time.
Yeah. It was fun.
Like, as long as we have a decent conversation, I consider it a great episode.
Yep.
But speaking of great conversations, we had a great one a couple weeks ago with a guy named Craig Lewis.
Yeah.
He lives down. He's from Boston. He lives down in Mexico City, but he's an author, and he wrote a book called The Craig G. Lewis Guide to Surviving the Impossible, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
And we're having a contest for our first anniversary, which is coming up on April 20th, 420. Haha, wink, wink. But he's giving away a copy of his book in that contest. He offered it up for us. So I was like, awesome. So all you have to do is go to our Facebook. It's pinned at the top of our page. You find that video of Craig G. Lewis explaining the contest. You comment. You like it. Then you go to our YouTube here and find your favorite video and just comment the word favorite in the comments. That's all you got to do. Very simple stuff. And the winner, it's drawn at random. So the winner of that will get a copy of that book from our good buddy Craig. And then, speaking of Craig's, pick up a copy of Dad Mented at Amazon Prime. $5 for the Kindle, $10 for the paperback. You got recipes, pictures, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's nice and quick. It ain't gonna take you forever to read.
Not very long. And decent sized print, so it shouldn't hurt your eyes. But Jamie, my man, thank you for joining us. American Thrills, check them out on Spotify and all the social medias. They got their new music video coming out. They got a new album coming out. So, and we look forward to seeing you down the road, man.
Yeah, awesome. For sure.
Thank you.
We'll have you back anytime.
Appreciate it. Next time we're going to talk about like wrestling and video games. That's the next time.
All right. That sounds good.
Absolutely.
We will be in touch for that, man.
Sure.
We love talking wrestling.
Always. All right. Gregor?
Yep.
I'm going easy at Discovery Zone. Discover what I can do on my own. I can jump, swing, crawl, or mountain climb. I'm going easy, one of a kind.
What are the Nicktoons so excited about? It's Discovery Zone, where you get a free Nickelodeon activity book featuring the stars of Doug, Rugrats, The Ren and Stimpy Show, and Rocco's Modern Life. And savings on Nickelodeon home videos from Sony Wonder, all in this free activity book only at Discovery Zone.
It doesn't matter what comes, friends feel better in life. With mental fresh and full of life. Nothing gets to you, staying fresh, staying cool.